Every day, women step out into the world wearing invisible masks, masks they've learned to wear since they were young. The mask of gentleness, of patience. The mask of the perfect wife, the tireless mother, the competent, smiling professional. They're expected to be strong, yet soft, independent, yet selfless. The expectations, both from society and from themselves, are relentless, and somewhere along the way, many women lose sight of who they truly are beneath all the roles they're expected to play. But then, at some point, amidst the burnout, the overextension, the quiet loneliness, another woman shows up, a friend, gently, without fanfare. She doesn't try to fix anything, she just knows. She senses the emotional storm hidden beneath the simple, "I'm fine." She catches the tremble in a voice note, the change in punctuation in a message, the longer than usual silence, and she sees what no one else does. True female friendship allows women to remove the masks, to stop pretending, to stop performing. With the right friend, a woman doesn't need to be perfect, or strong, or wise. She can be exhausted, messy, vulnerable, and still be loved, held, and understood. No words needed, they just know. Some days, a woman won't say anything. No calls, no texts, no replies. She won't show up to dinner, won't return messages, won't even explain why. It's not because she's distant or angry, it's because she's tired. Tired in a way that sleep can't fix. Tired from holding everything together while the world keeps asking for more. Her mind is too loud, her heart too heavy, and her spirit too frayed to reach out. And the friend who truly knows her, the one who's been through enough storms of her own to recognize the signs, won't demand answers. She won't flood her inbox with "what's wrong?" or take the silence personally. She won't offer cliches or try to force a response. Instead, she'll do something small, quiet, and deeply intentional. She'll send one message. "I left some food at your door. No pressure, just rest." That simple sentence carries the weight of 1,000 gestures. It's not about the food. It's about presence. It's about saying, without needing to say, "I see you. You don't need to perform for me. You don't need to be okay for me. I'm here, whether you respond or not." Female friendships are often built not on constant communication or elaborate plans, but on this kind of emotional fluency, a shared knowing that transcends words. These women understand each other's silences, sense shifts in energy, and notice subtle patterns the rest of the world overlooks. They don't need explanations. They just know. And when the other retreats into herself, they wait, not impatiently, not judgmentally, but gently, with a kind of love that doesn't expire just because it's not being acknowledged. They know healing takes time. They know sometimes all someone needs is space to fall apart and rebuild. So they don't offer fixes. They offer presence. They offer patience. They offer quiet company in the dark until the sun starts to rise again. And when it does, they're still there, unchanged, unwavering. In a world that so often demands women to be strong, composed, cheerful, and functioning, this kind of friendship is revolutionary. It gives women permission to not be okay. It tells them, you don't have to explain your breakdowns. You don't have to apologize for disappearing. You're still worthy of love, even in your most withdrawn, undone moments. That's the power of female friendship. It's soft but solid, invisible but indestructible, and in those silent, unseen acts of love, it saves lives. 3. The small things that mean everything. Female friendships rarely rely on grand gestures. There are no parades, no dramatic declarations, no sweeping moments out of a movie script. What holds them together, what makes them unforgettable, irreplaceable, and often life-saving, are the small, quiet, deeply intentional acts of care. The things that seem unremarkable to the outside world, but carry extraordinary weight to the woman on the receiving end. It's the friend who drops off a pack of pads and a bar of your favorite chocolate without a word when you're cramping, bloated, and too irritated to talk to anyone. She knows you wouldn't ask, and you don't have to, because she notices. It's the 1 a.m. phone call that doesn't come with a flood of questions or forced positivity. Just a voice on the other end of the line saying, "I'm not going anywhere. Let's sit in this together." It's the spontaneous trip to the hair salon after a breakup, not because hair solves heartbreak, but because sometimes a fresh cut feels like a fresh start. And when she looks at you in the mirror and says, "This is your reset," she's not just talking about your appearance. She's giving you permission to let go, to begin again. It's a 5-minute voice message left on your worst day that doesn't try to offer solutions or silver linings, but simply says, "I don't know what you're going through right now, but I'm here when you're ready. No pressure." These things are not random, they are intentional. They are the language of real friendship, a way of saying, "You don't have to shout for help, I already hear you." They are love disguised as practicality, empathy showing up in daily moments. And often, that's all a woman really needs. Not advice, not a fix, just that quiet confirmation that she isn't invisible, that someone is still holding space for her when she feels most lost. In a world where women are constantly asked to prove themselves, to be productive, presentable, pleasant, these friendships create a sacred pause, a safe space, a reminder that you are allowed to be undone, unsure, unfiltered, and still be worthy of love. It is in these moments, woven between school pickups and late-night texts, between canceled plans and quiet check-ins, that female friendship proves its power. These simple actions may seem small, but they stitch a woman back together in ways no one else can see. And the truth is, healing rarely begins with thunder. Sometimes it starts with a quiet gesture, a shared silence, and the knowledge that someone is loving you, softly, steadily, from just beyond the door. For when comparison creeps, and let's not romanticize it, female friendships, like any relationship, are vulnerable to tension. Life doesn't always move in harmony. One friend gets married while the other watches from the sidelines. One gets promoted while the other is unemployed. One becomes a mother while the other feels left behind or excluded from a world she doesn't understand, and it hurts, not because we're petty, but because we're human. The sadness comes quietly behind the smile, beneath the congratulations. A silent "why not me" builds walls that are made of pride and pain, not hate. But true friends can survive even this. They say the hard things. They say, "I'm happy for you, but I'm also hurting." And they don't run from the discomfort. They lean into it. They choose understanding over silence, vulnerability over pride. Because real friendship isn't about having the same life, the same pace, or the same milestones. It's about showing up, even when your heart aches. It's about saying, "I won't let this distance take what we've built." 5. Uplifting each other is quiet defiance. In a world that constantly compares and divides women, choosing to support another woman is an act of resistance. From an early age, society teaches women to compete for attention, approval, jobs, men, status, admiration. And yet, every time one woman looks at another and says, "You're doing amazing, I've got your back," she breaks that cycle. When women share job leads, advocate for each other in meetings, defend each other from cruel comments, or simply say, "You inspire me," they are doing more than being nice. They are standing in solidarity. They are saying, "There's room for both of us to shine." They don't need fake sweetness. What they need is authenticity, compassion, loyalty, and an unwavering refusal to let a broken world turn them into enemies. There's a quote that says, "Women are not each other's enemies. The world just taught them they should be." But when women link arms instead of competing, they become shields, not swords. They protect each other. And in that, they build a sisterhood that cannot be easily shaken. 6. When friendship becomes a form of healing. Real female friendship becomes a place to fall apart and still be held. Not every woman gets this gift, but when she does, it changes everything. This kind of friend is the one who stays when you're not easy to love, when you've been distant, when you've said things out of pain. She's the one who doesn't leave when you cry too often, or when you stop replying because you can't find the words. With her, you don't need to apologize for being a mess. You don't need to impress her or perform strength. You're allowed to be broken, allowed to be unsure, allowed to be you. That's what makes it healing, not because it's perfect, but because it's real, because it stays. 7. Some friendships fade, and that's okay too. Not every friendship will last forever. Life pulls people in different directions. Misunderstandings happen. Some people stop choosing each other, and that hurts deeply. Losing a close female friend can feel even more heartbreaking than losing a romantic partner, because this was the person who saw your rawest self, who stayed up with you through breakups, who knew your family drama, your insecurities, your dreams. But even those friendships that fade leave something behind, a lesson, a memory, a version of you that once existed. And in time, we learn to let go with grace, and to hold tighter to the ones who stay. 8. This is a love story, just not the kind you see in movies. Female friendship is a form of love, not romantic, not familial, but just as deep, just as transformative. It's the friend you can ugly cry with at 2 a.m., the one who knows when your silence is screaming, the one who tells you, you don't have to be strong today, the one who never makes you feel like a burden. In a world that demands perfection, true female friendship gives you a place to be imperfect and still deeply, fiercely loved. It's not always easy. There will be conflict, jealousy, missteps, but in its best form, female friendship is a soft place to land. A mirror, a home, a revolution. 9, if you have one. Hold on if you are lucky enough to have this kind of friend in your life. A woman who sees you, who checks in, who celebrates your joy and holds your sorrow. Don't take her for granted. Don't wait for her birthday to say thank you. Don't assume she knows how much she means to you. Tell her, show her, laugh with her, cry with her. Keep choosing her, because the world is hard and we are all carrying more than we show. But with a true female friend beside us, we carry it a little easier. And sometimes that's all we really need.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.